Had no idea this love existed. Never imagined what I was missing. But now that I know, I'm never letting go of your unchanging hand. I gave you all of my brokenness, sickness, heartache, and pain, every bit of my mess. And then you turned everything around. My life you made brand new. I want to remain here in your presence. I live deeply in your sight. My one desire is to be closer to you. Just to be close to you. This is my heart's desire. Close to you. Just to be close to you. Close to you, Lord. This is my heart's desire. Love you give to me, it's right here lifting me up. Even when I'm down, you never leave me or forsake me. With open arms, fit to embrace me. How could I not want more of you? Even when I slip, when I do wrong, I can run to your Father, kneel before your throne, and you are just to forgive and love me still. Direct my path according to your will. I want to remain right here in your presence, Lord. I live deep in your sight. My one desire is to be closer to you. Just to be close to you every day. Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. When you come in, please like and share and comment and let me know where you're tuning in from this afternoon. We're going to start in one moment. Breathing in your sight. I want to walk up right before you, Lord. This is my heart's desire. Have a little talk with Jesus. Tell him all about your trials. Really, really get to know him. Yes. Have a little talk with Jesus. Tell him all about your trials. Really, really get to know him. Study, show yourself. Hello, 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 everybody. Really, really get to know him. Study, show yourself. Jesus. Tell him all about your trials. Really, really get to know. Hello, 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 and welcome in, everybody. I am Felicia Joseph, aka the Anointed Songbird, and welcome to Chit Chat with Felicia Joseph. I know it's been a while since you've seen me, a while since I've broadcasted, but I told you guys that we would be taking a break, but we are back. Right now, we are back, and I am excited to be here with you, to be sharing with you again. So today we're not going to be before you long. Today we just came to talk. As I said, some of the other shows, it's Time to Testify and Testify Tuesday and Let's Talk About It. Those shows are different than what Chit Chat is. When I started Chit Chat is just for us to come and just talk, share different opinions, different points of views, different ways of thinking about things. Because come on, let's face it, we don't all think the same way. We don't all feel the same way about things. These are just topics that we all deal with that we can come and feel free to share our opinions on Chit Chat. And today, this topic is very interesting to me. The reason why I thought I would come and share my opinions on this topic is because speaking with my friends and my family members, oftentimes, and let me see if you guys will just give me a thumbs up, a like emoji, anything, if you understand what I'm saying. How many times are you in conversations with your friends, with your loved ones, and you've known for a long time, you've seen certain signs that, you know, this particular relationship or this particular situation was going to go quickly to the left, or you could see that, okay, this isn't going to be a good thing. This doesn't seem like this is good. This seems like it's heading down the wrong avenue. How many times has that happened? And lo and behold, sometimes it's a few days, a few weeks, a few months. Hey, sometimes it's even a year or so, and then boom, the big explosion happens, and you're sitting there looking like, well, I saw this a year ago, a month ago, a week ago. I don't understand. And a lot of times us as girlfriends and even guy friends, I'm sure you guys do this too. You want to sit there and say, yes, you're sitting here before me now acting as if you're a victim, but what you're actually the victim of is choosing to ignore the signs. How many people know that there are signs all the time in every situation? So let me ask this analogy first. And remember, this is an interactive stream. So I want you guys to answer me. I want you guys to comment, okay? So what I want to ask is this. Let's say, and I don't know why I can't see. I'm trying to see the comments. So give me a minute as I try to see them, because I see that there are some, I just can't see what they are. So let me say this. How many people have been driving down the street? Because I'm sure we're all old enough to drive. We're drivers. We ride in our car down the street. And if you see a sign on the side of the road that clearly says slippery when wet, and then all of a sudden it starts to pour down raining, are you not going to take note of that sign, that warning sign that told you, hey, if it starts to get wet around here, you might want to ease up on the gas? Are you not going to slow down? Are you not going to think, okay, maybe I might need to rethink the rate of speed that I'm coming around this corner at? Yes, you are. Why? Because the sign was there to warn you. If you see a sign that says deer crossing, or being from New York, sometimes upstate New York, they have signs that say moose crossing. I've seen in Virginia that there are signs that say bears, watch out. So it lets you know. You see the signs that say school children, so these are meant as warnings so that you can adjust the way that you're doing a particular thing, correct? It's your discretion after being warned what you should do with it, right? All right, so tonight, as you see, the topic is do not ignore the sign. Now, if you had a friend and you guys are riding down the street, it's pitch black, dark, not many cars on the road, and you come past the sign that says, warning, deers. Are you not going to, be a little bit more mindful of your surroundings? Are you not going to be a little bit more careful? Are you not going to ease up off of that gas? Are you still going to 95 miles an hour around the curves, not looking where you're going, talking on the phone, slapping high five in the backseat with your friends? Or are you going to be more careful? Exactly. See, I can't see the comments Oh, yes, I do. I can see them now. So if you know and you see these things, then that's what this is all about. The signs are there for a reason. They're not there to just, waste time. They're there to warn you. So this was the situation that brought me to bring this up and stress to everyone that you should not ignore the signs. I have a friend that was in a relationship with a gentleman. And, sometimes as friends, and it puts us in a weird position because we can dislike whoever the love interest is of our friend. We can have a problem with our sister or our girlfriend's boyfriend, but sometimes we might not always speak on it because when she's mad at him, you guys have the same mindset. You guys are feeling the same way. You guys are going to hate him and dog him and talk about him together. But when he starts whispering sweet nothings back in her ear, she lets him back in. Her whole mindset has changed because now she's back in love with him. And you are still on the, girl, he said this, he did that, he treated you this way, he made you cry. Now the two of you are at odds because she's all in love again and you still mad because he hurt her last week. So a lot of times as friends, my best practice is I don't always speak if I have some type of ill feeling because I want to be respectful, because at the end of the relationship, the end of the day, that relationship is not mine. So that's not, I don't have to deal with it. I don't have to talk about it. I don't have to, deal with the foolishness. So I just sit and watch. So I have been watching this relationship and I knew for a while that it was toxic. I knew from certain things that she would say, certain conversations that she would have with me, telling me about conversations that they had with one another, that this wasn't good. Something was off somewhere. Something was not right. Now, if I'm on the outside and I'm seeing these warning signs, my question is, does my friend not see them? So let's get to the point that made me want to do this broadcast. Let's talk this way. So when my friend at the end of the day, she's coming to me now, she's crying, her eyes puffy, her lip is busted because he done punched her in the face. I don't know where this came from. And I'm sorry, we're not going to say no names, keep people anonymous, but I'm just telling because it's going to help somebody. Oh, I don't know where this came from. Oh my God, I don't know why. Just out of nowhere, he was so sweet. He was so great. Things were going great. Baby, you sitting here with a black eye and a busted lip, and you still trying to tell me that things were going great and it came out of nowhere? It didn't come out of nowhere. This did not come out of nowhere because I remember a month ago when you said something that he didn't like and he backtracked and looked at you and told you to shut your mouth before he punched you in your mouth. You told me he said this. Is that not a warning sign? Why did you ignore that? What man would think it would be all right to tell the woman that they love, I'm going to punch you in your mouth, in not a joking way, if this isn't something that he feels he can and will do? Baby, he's telling you right there. That's a sign. Why would you wait until your lip is busted and your eye is fat before you take heed to that sign? I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Just comment whenever you want to. But we want to be in love so much sometimes, ladies, it's the truth. We want to be in love so much that we will see these signs that this is not right and still press on, still forgive things that shouldn't be forgiven, still overlook things that should not be overlooked, still be willing to deal with things that we should not deal with. And I'm going to say again, that's a sign within itself. Because why do you love someone else more than you love yourself? Why do you not respect yourself? Why do you not want more for yourself? Why do you not stand up for what you deserve? Or do you think you deserve this? Do you deserve a fat lip? Do you deserve a black eye? Do you deserve the pain? Do you deserve having to wear shades? Do you deserve the embarrassment of having to explain to people why you look this way? Do you deserve it? Yeah, I'm waiting, letting that sink in. For all those who may not be watching live now, because you may be napping, you can reply in the replay when you watch it, even though I know certain people aren't napping right now, but anybody who may be, if you're napping, you can go ahead and comment later. I'll see them. Do you deserve that? So why is it that it's so easy for you to ignore those signs? Now, if you get in your car and a light comes on that says check engine or check oil or anything, gas, we've all seen the gas light before in our car. So if you're driving down the road and you have an hour drive, but you get in the car and that gas light comes on, if you run out of gas 2 miles down the road, would you really say, oh, this came out of nowhere, this is so unexpected? Would you? No, because the car manufacturers built in a warning for you, built in a warning sign to tell you when, hey, I don't know what you got going on, but you better make time to stop at the gas station. And people could say, oh, that's ridiculous. Who would ignore their gas? Baby, I know several people who have run out of gas on the side of the road because they ignored the sign. All I'm saying is when you do that and then you face the consequence, don't talk as if you are a victim. You are not a victim when you chose to accept what you're in, when you chose to stay in what you're in. Don't tell me about, oh, I didn't deserve this. Really? You didn't deserve that? I don't get that. All right. So that's just another thing, because we can all talk about relationships. Then there are just friendships. If you know that this person is a toxic person, if let's say Mary and Ann are friends. Mary and Ann have a mutual friend named Alice. So Mary and Ann and Alice are all three friends. Okay. You find out that Alice borrowed money from Mary and never paid it back. Mary told the other friend all about it. You know, Alice borrowed this money from me. Alice never paid this money back to me. Now you have another friend, Joanne, who Alice then also borrowed money from. And Joanne then told you, Alice ain't never paid me my money back. Then Alice comes to you and asks you to borrow money. Now, both of your other friends then told you that Alice done borrowed money from, ain't never paid them their money back. When Alice comes to you and asks you to borrow money, all of a sudden, Alice has changed. All of a sudden, Alice is golden. All of a sudden, oh, you trust Alice and never, ever are you going to have to worry about that. When you already have two friends standing right next to you who Alice ain't paid back, you freely give her money knowing you need it back on a specific day. Why are you not looking at the signs? Here are two pieces of proof that Alice don't pay back. So why would you loan Alice something that you need? Now, I'm not saying if you have it, because there are a lot of people who don't loan. They don't loan it unless they can afford to lose it. That's good. That's godly. That's great. But if you are doing Alice a favor and you have to pay a bill with this money on Friday and Alice says, oh, I'll have it back to you Wednesday, don't come to me Thursday saying, oh my God, this is so out of the blue. I never would have thought Alice would have done some. How can you not, when you have two signs right in front of your face? Alice owes both your other friends money. So why do you think she would pay you back? These are the types of situations that I'm talking about. There are signs for everything. There are signs. Now, you know, we have to bring this back around spiritually. There are signs when you may not be, there are signs when you may not be as close, or your relationship with God may not be what it used to be or what it needs to be. Okay, if you realize there's not a press in your spirit anymore to make it to the house of God. There's not a press in your spirit anymore. If you miss a church service, before that used to resonate with you, you would feel off. You would feel like something wasn't right. Something was off with you because you did not make it to church. Now, if you done missed 3 weeks of Sundays and you going on like it ain't nothing, before long, you walk back in the church and don't know half the members because we done got a whole bunch of new members in the church while you've been on your hiatus, and you find nothing wrong with that, there's a problem. When you can be outside of prayer, when your prayer life is starting to dwindle, when you can't remember the last time that you went before the throne of grace to talk to God, to just spend time with him, to tell him about your troubles, to ask him about, things that you might need. If you are so keen that you make your own decisions and don't even think now to stop and pray and ask God to lead and direct your path, and then you get all sidetracked, how did you not ignore the sign that your prayer life was lacking? But then when all of the situations, when all of the repercussions, when all of the problems, when everything starts falling apart because you have not given God his time, spent time with him, interacted with him, cultivated that intimacy between you and the Father, then everything goes wrong and you don't understand why. There are signs when things are lacking. Things will not run smoothly. If you don't put gas in the car, if you don't put oil in the motor, if you don't rotate them tires, if you don't check tire pressure, your ride is going to be bumpy and wobbly. If you don't do those same things, if you don't check in prayer, if you don't fast, if you're not tithing, if you're not keeping a request and life decisions before God, if you're not bringing everything that you do to the master to make sure it's the right thing and in his will for you, then your life is going to be as bumpy as that car with out of pressure tires, with no oil in the engine and no gas in the tank. That is what I'm trying to say. If things are starting not to be good, if things are starting not to work properly, if things are starting to be all out of line for you, these are signs. Do not ignore them. They are signs that you need to get back on your face before God, that you need to make him the priority, that you need to do anything and everything to reconnect because you are empty. Amen. Those are the key points that I wanted to make tonight. I told you I wasn't going to be before you long. We were just going to chit chat about ignoring the signs. Yes, there are physical signs as far as relationships with our friends, our families, our significant others, but there are spiritual signs as well that we need to look at, that we need to be keen on. Where is the discernment, church? Where is it where your sister or brother can be sitting right next to you in service in so much pain they can hardly breathe? How do you not pick that up? How do you not see that? When a sister or a brother is missing from service, when they used to be Johnny on the spot there all the time, how do you not notice that? There are signs all around us, children of God, and that's all we're talking about tonight. Do not ignore the signs. That's all I had to say. I'm not going to go above and beyond the Holy Spirit and try to linger longer than what he gave me. That is what I was given. I don't know who this is for. I don't know who is seeing signs. Maybe there's someone who's listening or will listen that are getting signs and are not sure if they're really what they are. Baby, God makes no mistake, and he will warn them that he loves. He protects his children and his sheep. He is the great shepherd. So do not ignore it. Do not ignore the signs. All right, look out for flyers coming up. We do have It's Time to Testify. We'll be starting back up, and it will be on Saturday, next Saturday at 4 p.m. My guest, I am super excited to bring my guest on, Mr. Chadwick, fellow Floridian, a fellow independent artist, a fellow fashionista. When I tell you, honey, you want to be here. You want to hear his testimony. You want to hear his music. You want to hear what he has to share. So I invite you all cordially to come on and join me, Felicia Joseph, for It's Time to Testify with Felicia Joseph next week, Saturday, 4 p.m. All right. I hope this blesses and helps someone out on today. Remember, be intentional with your praise. Be intentional with your worship. Be intentional with your service unto the Lord. Amen. Do it all to the best of your ability, because the reward that's laid up in heaven, it's better, greater, grander, bigger than any of us can even imagine. God bless you all, and I'll talk to you later. This has been Chit Chat with Felicia Joseph. See you next time.